Becoming a Yokozuna is a rare, unfathomably difficult achievement. So rare that only 74 Rikishi have reached the pinnacle of sumo in its centuries-long record-keeping that dates back to the Edo period in Japan. The structure of sumo values consistency above all else, so it's not like becoming a champion in other sports where it can all come down to one good night or one good season. It takes years of consistently showing up and winning. There's no forgiveness for injuries, sickness, drops in confidence or motivation. Every misstep along the way can send you tumbling down the rankings in sumo's strictly meritocratic hierarchy. As a Rikishi gets closer to the top, the stakes get higher and the pressure ramps up more and more. That means one of the most important, indispensable qualities to have is clutchness, and our new Yokozuna Hoshoryu just proved without a doubt that he possesses it. It all came down to the final day of the January tournament. After 14 previous days of action, 3 men remained in the race for the championship. Kinbozan from Kazakhstan came into the last day with the best record of 12 wins with only 2 losses. The Japanese Oho, with Yokozuna blood running through his family, was 1 win behind with an 11-3 record. And Hoshoryu, the Mongolian Ozeki with a preference for high-amplitude throws, was also at 11-3. Kinbozan and Oho were matched up for day 15, and if the Kazakh won, that would have wrapped up the tournament right there, as he would have ended with a 13-2 record that Hoshoryu couldn't beat even if he won his last match on day 15. The bout started with Kinbozan getting a strong start with a Nadowa throat thrust to stand Oho up tall. He immediately looked to follow up with a thrust from the right, but Oho countered with his own push. This allowed Oho to safely retreat, which left Kinbozan leaning forward with both arms outstretched. Oho slapped down on the arms while pivoting away, leaving Kinbozan stumbling forward. While Kinbozan was able to return upright, this effectively ended the match because it left Kinbozan in a vulnerable position. Oho followed up quickly with some thrusts and a belly bump to force his opponent out. Now we get back to Hoshoryu. He needed to win his match of the day to remain in contention for the Yusho. Standing in his way was fellow Ozeki Kodazakura, who was having a very bad basho and already had a losing record. That didn't mean it was going to be easy work for Hoshoryu though, as Kodazakura has been a career rival of his and wasn't going to just roll over and let Hoshoryu win. At the tachi-ai, Kodazakura used his forearm to block Hoshoryu from getting a grip on the mawashi. Hoshoryu thrusted on the chin, but he wasn't able to break his opponent's stability. Kodazakura deflected the thrust by pushing up underneath the arm, and then tried to bring his right arm inside to find the belt. This was no problem for Hoshoryu though, and he just grabbed his own outside left grip and consented to a grappling match that he felt comfortable in. While Kodazakura remained stationary, Hoshoryu quickly moved his feet. His right foot moved inside to split the stance of Kodazakura, allowing him to trip out the left leg as he pulled Kodazakura over with his inside right grip. The throw nearly succeeded, but Kodazakura made one critical adjustment to keep himself in the fight. He yanked his right arm out, which prevented Hoshoryu from being able to pull and twist him down to complete the throw. The failed throw left Hoshoryu in a dangerous position, hunched over with Kodazakura nearly behind him, but he quickly adjusted by stepping his leg out to face his opponent. And not only did he improve his position defensively, but in the same motion he also brought his left arm inside to find the belt, giving him double inside grips. This gave him full control of Kodazakura's weight and allowed him to quickly end the match, lifting his opponent's feet off the ground and forcing him out. This meant that Kinbozan, Oho, and Hoshoryu were all tied with identical 12-3 records, forcing a 3-way playoff to decide the Yusho. A random draw decided which Rikishi would mount the dohyo first. Hoshoryu gets first position and he'll have to beat the other 2 back-to-back to win. If he loses, his opponent will remain on the dohyo and get his chance to win back-to-back matches and end the basho, and they will keep going until one of them defeats the other 2 in succession. Kinbozan drew second position and had to face Hoshoryu first. He had already lost the Ozeki earlier in the basho while employing his usual thrusting attack, so he decided to try a different approach this time. Hoshoryu slapped from the left at the tachi-ai, which forced Kinbozan onto his right shoulder and gave him clearer access to an outside left grip on the mawashi. but Kinbozan decided to grapple against Hoshoryu this time and brought his right arm inside to look for his own grip. Feeling that Kinbozan was looking for his belt, Hoshoryu got his hips back and wrapped up an overhook to control the right arm. He then quickly shifted his feet to bring his right leg inside to pierce between Kinbozan's legs. As he did with Kodazakura, Hoshoryu forced Kinbozan over the tripping leg with his inside right grip, but this time he maintained control of the right arm too. The only thing that saved Kinbozan from getting toppled over was a cat-like wide step to catch his balance. Hoshoryu was undeterred though, and before Kinbozan had the chance to recover, the Ozeki again adjusted his feet to throw Kinbozan at a new angle. Kinbozan was able to bring his left knee inside though to avoid his leg getting tripped out, killing the throw. But Hoshoryu was still moving him around with his strong grip on the mawashi. That meant that Kinbozan was still unstable and was getting close enough to the edge for a force-out victory instead of a throw. But as Hoshoryu closes Kinbozan down to push him out, watch what he does with his right foot to remove any possible escape route. He brings that foot right behind Kinbozan's ankle, threatening to trip him if he tried to move to his left. One final push was all that was needed to send Kinbozan sailing into a row of elders. Hoshoryu was now one win away from sealing the Yusho. He only needed to defeat another career rival, Oho. At the Tachiai, Hoshoryu looked for an outside left grip again, but Oho kept his right elbow in tight to frame and block the grip. Oho then quickly shifted off to the side to allow Hoshoryu, who was crashing in with all his might, to fall forward. A wide step allowed Hoshoryu to catch his balance, but Oho immediately started following up with thrusts while his opponent was in a vulnerable position. Hoshoryu stayed firmly rooted though and popped back up in his stance, ready to go on the offensive. He looked first for a grip on the right side and deflected Oho's thrusts upward as he moved forward. Oho then brought his left arm down and secured an underhook. Combined with his overhook on his left side, he could prevent Hoshoryu from consolidating his mawashi grips. Hoshoryu is difficult to keep off the belt though, and he reached over Oho's underhook to grab one on the left. But before Hoshoryu has time to make anything happen with his grip, Oho leverages his underhook up high. He was strong enough here to lift Hoshoryu's left foot off the ground briefly, but more importantly, this created an opportunity for Oho to escape off the rice straw bales. With some measured footwork, Oho was able to work his way back to the center of the dohyo, but keep an eye on the right arm of Hoshoryu. While it seems like a stalemate position, Hoshoryu is forcing Oho to pay attention to this side. He threatened to grab the mawashi and then made him think about a Sukui Nage beltless arm throw as well. But while Oho is spending all his attention defending attacks from Hoshoryu's right side, the Ozeki is only making a sound in the east so that he can attack in the west. Hoshoryu quickly stepped his left foot across and yanked his right arm out. He was now going all in on a left-handed offense. As he retracted his lead leg, he dragged Oho forward with his left grip. As Oho stumbled forward, Hoshoryu brought that right arm over the top to push on the back of the neck and guide Oho through. And without giving Oho a chance to recover, Hoshoryu barreled forward to force him out. 3 matches in a row, and 3 wins for the Mongolian Ozeki. When the pressure was as high as it gets, Hoshoryu performed. The comically large trophy was a welcomed reward, but more importantly than that was the decision that came a few days later to promote Hoshoryu to the legendary rank of Yokozuna. If you liked this video, please give it a like and consider subscribing for more combat sports breakdowns. Let me know in the comments if there's a match or fighter you're dying to see broken down. Also check out the link in the description to my Patreon where I post lots more in-depth breakdowns and podcasts.